Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me?
Yeah, the lion is the king of the jungle. When it roars, there is an animal which replies back. They are all quiet. So when the king speaks, always people are quiet. They always listen to what the king is speaking. Yeah. So many people ask themselves, how can you have a king and at the same time have the president in one country? So our king is mostly cultural. He is not political. Yeah. So the president does the political part. The king
does his own traditional part.
Cultural
part
concerning his kingdom. So we have a road here which joins the palace to the parliament. Across, that's the parliament for the kingdom.
Okay.
The other side, that building which we are seeing on top of the hill.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the parliament for the kingdom, where only the cultural matters concerning the kingdom are discussed from.
Okay.
Yeah. It is exactly 1 mile from here to the other side. This is called the Royal Mile.
Royal Mile.
The Royal Mile for Buganda Kingdom. Yeah. So King Mutesa II. Mutesa is the father to our king. Mutesa, he visited King George V, his Royal Mile in Scotland, Edinburgh. King George V had a road which connected his palace to his parliament. So Mutesa copied that idea. When he came back, he said, now I also want this in my kingdom. He first constructed the parliament across. That was 1955. He made sure that the white building is facing his house directly. Then he constructed a road joining the two buildings in a straight line. So this became the Royal Mile for Uganda Kingdom. The Royal Mile again has two roundabouts. There is this small one here which has blocks in the middle of it. There is another one in the middle of the road. When you stand here,
okay, that has like two long distance.
Yeah, like a splitted drum.
Okay.
Yeah. These roundabouts, Mutesa copied them from Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, okay.
Yeah. They were again close friends. When he visited him, he saw this. He brought the idea again home. So these roundabouts, the king is the only person allowed to drive through them. It seemed to decide he can walk, he can drive. Yeah.
So he, like, no other car, no bike. This place used to be very free, just
This road becomes very free, then he drives through.
Okay.
So this is symbolic that when the king is speaking or making any decision, he is always straightforward. Yes. He does not beat around the bush. Commoners can beat around the bush, but the king can't. Yeah. Can proceed. When this man came into power, he was a military general. He found this palace being used as a military barracks, so he continued using it for the same purpose. And Idi Amin, he was a great friend to Colonel Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. So he went to Gaddafi and solicited some support of military tools, and this was one of them.
From Gaddafi?
Yeah, from Gaddafi. So after hearing rumors that Obote, whom he betrayed, is coming back from Tanzania to fight him, so that's when he went to Gaddafi, and Gaddafi assisted him with search.
What's the name? What do you call it?
We just call it a cannon.
Okay.
Because it's a combination of, when you read on the tires show that they come from West Germany, but the machine itself, it shows that it's coming from the Soviet Union. That's Russia. So it's it's a combination of two countries. So there were quite many of them here, but when kingdoms were restored, others were shifted. Kingdoms were restored by Museveni in 1993. Other machines were shifted and taken. This was retained back to act as a tourist attraction and to give a memory. This place was once a barracks. These are proceeding on the car, so we shall come back to the car. Let us first go down to the chamber. I'm sure everyone watched one of his movies.
No, No, I haven't.
Oh, you've never? You don't know? Actually, don't know how he looks.
I know how he looks.
Yeah.
I've heard stories about him.
He was a bold man. So it was an armor, as I told you. The truck would make reverse and comes here. This was the height of the truck. Enable loading and offloading of military tools. Would park here. So they offload very quickly. Then use this space, as I told you, for only 8 months. Then it turned into be a torture chamber where you put a number of Ugandans. They could capture you wherever you are, turn your arms at the back, blindfold you, park you in the boot of the car. They drive you around the town for some good hours to mentally distract you, so that when you reach here, you cannot tell where you are.
It will look like they took it to a very, very far place.
Yeah, people who died from here, they thought that they were far off from Kampala.
We never knew they were still within the city.
Yeah, they never knew that they were still within Kampala then. So that made them unable to escape. They thought, when I escape, where will I go? I'm not in Kampala, I don't know where I am. So that was a psychological torture to them. So when they bring you here, inside this floor had water. When you look on the wall, you can still see water. And this water was electrified.
So like yes, the whole place had water.
Yeah, and it was electrified. Third cable was running from the wall to tap it. So they made you stand in this water. They switch on power as they switch it off to torture you and extract out the information they want from you. Afterwards, they force you to climb one of the cells. These cells were also enclosed in a gate. You can still see it up to make people unable to escape. When you manage to escape from here, so when they bring fresh ones and find any weak one inside, they bring out the weak one, put you in the water, they insert the fresh one back. Yeah, they put over 100 men in one cell. This water down tends to be quite muddy and dirty because soldiers would step in with their shoes. For them to step in it, they first switch off power. Some men were drowned through this dirty water. This extramural cell has the evidence of fingerprints and mud, which are still there. Now this inside here, especially these ones, there is a lady who came later. She came when this place was identified. She wrote using mud in English. But she wrote and said that I will never forget my husband was killed by people of OBOTE. OBOTE also used the same place for the same thing when he overthrew in AMIN. Then these other writings of this children to bring here. Yeah.
Is this bloodshed?
Yes, please.
This water stuff here. Is this what's that?
The water is the drum. Yes. Because it's the actually, these rock you can see on the walls are for the bats which live here. Many of the bats, when you stand here, you can see them hanging.
These are bats.
Yes, when you look at it through the camera, you can see them there.
So they are there.
Yes, they're there, but they are harmless. They don't have any problem. Bats are harmless. When they were forced to enter inside, they tried to resist by touching on the walls, fighting. It was dying of electric shock. This man tried here to scratch the wall here.
Okay.
You can see the nails here, fighting for his dear life when he stood in the electrified water. So he was trying to resist. Yeah, they could compact over 100 men in one cell. That's why suffocation could easily kill them. Yeah. When the bodies accumulated here, they could pack them in the cars. Many of them were dropped there in the King's Lake. Others were dropped on the roads to scare other people from rioting. Other bodies were buried in mass graves. In some mass graves, up to date, they have not been identified. Some bodies were dropped in Lake Victoria and eaten up by that type of fish, the Nile perch. Other bodies were dropped in River Nile, eaten up by the Nile crocodiles. So during the reign of Idi Amin and Obote, researchers report and say that the value of life and human rights in Uganda was indeed very, very poor.
Don't post me on no Insta, gotta keep me tucked. Treated like a queen, her friends think I mean as fuck.